Well, welcome back, everyone. It's Barb Wild, Good Wine Gal here in Kelowna. And today, once again, I'm so happy to spend time with Leah Spooner, who is sitting in her lovely home in Prince Edward County, Ontario. So,
Not Prince
hi.
Edward County, about an hour away from Prince Edward County, but that's my closest wine region.
Okay. So I can't give away your
Yep.
home address and your phone number.
No thanks.
Please don't.
I am obsessively careful about that actually. But yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, I'm the opposite. Other thing I do is loose lips sink ships. So, I do that too. Or what's the other one where you put your foot in the, yeah, anyway.
Put
So
your foot in your mouth.
yeah, I'm really good at that. I've perfected that somehow. I don't know why, but you would think with practice and age that would stop. But you know,
I get it. I've had my moments too. Yeah.
I have to just tell you this funny stuff. So I did a reel yesterday. Oh, back at Wine's Bar, Happy Wine Wednesday. We're looking at Pinot Gris. And I decided on the reel to turn on captions, but I didn't really review the captions. And when I looked at them, all the spelling was wrong, and I thought it was hilarious. So I just was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was Pinot Gris instead of
Oh.
Pinot Gris, the spelling, Grecce. I was like, what? So I had a friend reach out and said, that's not how you spell Alsace. I said, just so you know, I'm not in charge of that, but I might not turn captions on again. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
They're a
Anyway,
pain,
yeah,
to be
well,
honest. Yeah.
look, an easy hack, something that's going to help you expand your audience is like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I
Especially in
thought,
the wine world, because I mean, a lot of our words in general are not all just like straightforward English. They're coming from all different countries and different cultures. So it's like, yeah, the spelling is never right on anything
totally. What's an
unless you
umlaut?
edit.
Yes,
Pardon?
unless you edit. And then I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
unless
not
you edit, but it
editing
takes a long time.
captions. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Anyway, so please let's tell me what you've been up to. And also today we're going to talk about Canadian rosé.
Okay. Such a good topic.
Good.
Okay, well, last week I spent the week in Lake Erie North Shore judging the All Canadian Wine Championships. That was really exciting, really cool. Um, I know you were just talking about Gewürztraminer and yeah, my table did some excellent flights of Gewürztraminer and I was just blown away. So now I'm working on an article on Canadian Gewürz and yeah, it was an exciting time.
So how many days and how many wines?
We did, so we were there for 5 days, but the tasting days, like 3 full tasting days. Um, I think they had like 1,100 submissions this year, but my table did about 400, almost 400.
It's,
Yeah.
did you feel depleted when you were done?
I, you know what? I actually didn't. I mean, there's definitely that palate fatigue, but I've, been tasting wines for 20 years and then I worked at the LCBO before, so we also had huge tastings, like around 100, a little bit more once every 2 weeks. Um, so I was sort of used to like calibrating for that, but I feel like at the All Canadian Wine Championships, like my palate has never been so like locked in and dialed. And I also felt the best after each day of those tastings
Right.
than I ever have for large tastings. So I was just, yeah, I was feeling good, happy.
Yeah, riding on that wave length for
Yeah,
sure. Like good for
yeah,
you. Good for
yeah.
you.
Thank you.
I I
Thanks.
I I have done the speed tasting, which is not my favorite thing. But
Yeah.
I also think at this stage for me, I don't want to overthink, but I kind of tend to overthink things, which is don't second guess
Yeah.
yourself. Isn't that the
Yeah.
tip for most people? Like,
Yes,
yeah.
definitely. You want to go with your gut. first thing. And I mean, there are a lot of wines that sort of make you just be like, and then go in for like a second or third taste.
Mhm.
But that definitely complicates things and sometimes makes your notes and scoring a little more
Yeah, the more
difficult.
you question, the more you question. It's like
Yeah.
rather than
Yeah.
just write what you're tasting down, just write it down.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, a very good tip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, congrats on that because I think all Canadians really
Thank you.
important to all wineries in who submit in this country, and some of the reports are coming out who got medals and who didn't. So I actually don't know where to go to find all that, but I'm very curious and
Yeah, the website, allcanadianwinechampionships.com.
perfect.
Yeah, or .ca. Yeah, one of those. Lots of medal winners, a lot from BC, which is really cool. But there's a really big turnout of BC submissions. And honestly, they're across the board, like from coast to coast too, the quality of wine,
Gets better
um,
and better.
yeah, it was
Aren't we proud?
fantastic.
Aren't
So
we
yeah,
proud?
really proud, really proud.
Really proud. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the reasons why I'm excited to go to Niagara in August. I booked my trip. Wah, wah,
Good.
wah. So, yeah, August the 23rd. I actually even got a reservation at Pearl Morissette, so that's crazy.
Fun.
I know.
Good.
And then 24 to 28 wandering around women in wine. So women winemakers. I recently met Augusta Van Mian.
Nice.
I think that's how you say
Oh,
her.
I love her. Yeah.
She was out here and we had a women in wine gathering at Dirty
Oh,
Laundry,
right.
which is Summerland, and she's wearing
Hmm.
all the it's like chain link fence.
Yeah.
But it was like this award, the King of
Armor.
the Vines, King of the Vines. And she's
Yeah,
tiny, so it was just hilarious. And she's lovely, as you said, very
she
warm and
is.
friendly. So I'll spend a day with her, well, an afternoon with her wandering around Redstone and Taws. So I'm very excited about that. Anyway. And I will be sending you all the details if for any reason you. Anyway, we will stop on
We'll
that
make it
topic
out.
because I've already tried to twist your arm. But anyway, I'll give you all the details and then you can see
Okay, yes,
what works
please.
for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. What do you have in your
Okay.
glass?
So I opened, this is the Huff Estates Cuvée Janine 2021 Sparkling Pinot Noir. It's from Prince Edward County. Um, I really enjoy the sparkling wines from Prince Edward County because, they have tons of limestone. They have a lot of their own unique limestone soils too. That's unique to the county. Um, but yeah, it bodes for really incredible sparkling wine. And this one actually, I think it was this sparkling wine, their Cuvée Janine, that won silver at the Ontario Wine Awards this year as well, which I also did, but 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Yeah, that's what I'm drinking.
Busy, busy. All right, busy time. I like so you tricked me because I was like I didn't even think about bubbles, not that I have any, but I was like rosé, rosé. So I
Yeah,
have so I am very fortunate to work with amazing wineries in this province. And Kismet is a new one. Not new in the sense of having vineyards and being here in the Okanagan Valley, but Manpreet Dhaliwal is the winemaker, and she's young, and she was tapped for like first South Asian woman winemaker in Canada.
cool.
Anyway, 30 under 30 awards at business in Vancouver and that kind of thing. And it's her family's vineyard. So they were growers.
Okay,
And then she studied. And this is kind of the outcome of her. And I think it's her sister. They have also a restaurant. And so they're doing like pakora pairings with their wines, and I think is amazing because like a little spice with wine, honestly, like that
yeah,
was what we discovered last night when we were doing our Alsatian tasting, is that the best pairing was the spicy pecans with both the Pinot Gris and the Gewürztraminer. You know,
oh, cool.
yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Cool idea.
so So there's three bottles that came to me. This one is Kismet Infinity Rosé. These are recent vintages.
Okay.
This one is called Pulkari. Now, this is also the name of a dish or a region, I think. I'm not really sure, but that name sounded very familiar to me. And then this one is Karma. I think it says Karma.
Cool.
Does it say Karma? Anyway,
I wonder.
Kamal. It says Kamal. Sorry. So 2025, the Pulkari. So the styles are varied. You could see that by the color. And I'm going to
Hmm.
open up the lightest one because I don't have food. But I feel like as these colors deepen, it reminds me a bit of like why you would sip Tavel
Yeah.
instead of something provincial on a patio in the afternoon. So anyway,
Right.
I'm keen to try these and I'm keen to go to the winery and actually have it with like pakoras. Like how fun would
Yeah.
that be? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
so
exciting.
yeah, so
Do they?
I didn't know if you'd heard about this winery.
So I just heard about them because they did submit to the All
Mhm.
Canadian Wine Championships, I believe, and just I just went to their Instagram really quick to see if they have any medals up, but they don't have anything posted yet.
Look at that beautiful
Pretty.
color.
That was the first one you showed me, the first bottle.
Yes,
They're Infinity.
Infinity
Okay.
Rosé. And I can tell you because I haven't tasted it before. Let's see here. Infinity. Just provincial style. Actually doesn't say what the grapes are. I always am curious about that, but
Yeah.
if she's a winemaker who's chasing provincial style, it's like could be Saignée, it could be a blend, New World doesn't have to follow Old World rules, so
Right.
nose is quite pretty. It's kind of floral, citrus, a little berry, a little red berry. It's kind of classic, I would say. What you would expect. Hmm. Hmm. So the body was a little bigger than I thought it would be, a little rounder. It's got nice balance. I don't know, it's 12% alcohol, 12 and a half. And it has a lovely finish of like raspberries and strawberries, lemon or pink grapefruit. It's really lovely and it lasts.
Nice.
So that's very nice.
Are they all dry wines or are they off dry?
All dry. One
Okay.
moment. Of course, I should have maybe prepared a little bit, but I'll just read you a little bit here what it says. One moment. I have the not technical sheets. Here we go. Um, this one says delicate six. Oh, yeah, it's explaining what you taste. Crafted from 8 varieties.
Ooh.
That's it. So no,
Wow.
it's not a technical sheet, but it's a blend. And it's a well-done
Yeah.
blend. And you can imagine they have 600 acres.
Okay.
So
Wow.
you can imagine they have red and white grapes. It just says dry, bright, built for a long lunch. I would say you might need 2 bottles of this at lunch.
Yeah.
It's delicious. And that flavor is still persistent and very pretty. The Pulkari Rosé, which was the second one here.
Hmm.
Um, so the first one, I'm supposing 24.99 at the winery. This slightly darker, beautiful label with the roses on it, honestly, lovely, is 29.99. Um, just saying it's more watermelon and rose petals, so we might find that has maybe a little bit of Gewürztraminer in it. I don't know. That's what that always sings to me. Fresh fruit and
Hmm.
spice for summer dishes. The last one, which was the darkest one, the Kamal, 24.99, and watermelon candied fruit, floral nectar, zesty acidity. I might have to go online and see if they've got technical sheets because I'm always interested
Right.
in kind of the grapes, the blends. And you know
Yeah,
what,
me
you know
too.
what's really interesting, and it's not a bad thing, but I feel like wineries like to wax poetic about what they hope you'll discover in the bottle, and people like us want to know the fact. Give me the
Yeah.
facts. What's in
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, you
How
don't
did
have
you
to tell me
make
what
it?
to taste.
Exactly.
I wonder,
And
so if they have that much vineyard space, then I wonder if it's just probably like a field blend. Like if
mhm.
it's all estate, yeah. I actually like that more wineries are sort of turning to that again because
Oh
I
my
like
God.
the idea of a field blend.
Well, it's so funny when we have this conversation about Northern Rhone and the fact that, oh, Syrah has 2%, sorry, um, Côte-Rôtie, the reds would have 2% Viognier in
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, well, they didn't do that by chemistry. It was Viognier was interspersed in the vineyards without a specifics. And how they knew the grapes were ripe was the Viognier would start to um, get a little raisinated on the vine.
Yeah,
So it's fascinating to me that historically, this is how we came to know these wines through viticulture that was very different than it is today. Very different.
that's right. Yeah.
The other thing that was discussed last night is why, when we taste wine, are all the terminologies around the woman and her body, or yeah, people keep asking me, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, the legs and like teardrops and
Yes.
body.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe it's not about a woman, but it was kind of like, well, maybe we need to think about how we bring tasting descriptors into a politically correct modern era.
Totally. Yeah. It's funny, actually, there were some discussions about that between the judges um last week, and we were, talking about things being like pretty or feminine and masculine or slutty even. One of the judges likes to use actually a couple of them like to use the word slutty,
Wow.
both man and a woman. So yeah,
What's a
it's
slutty
just
wine? I want to know this. Is
yeah, that's a good question. What is what does that technically mean?
that
Um,
flabby or just kind of
yeah,
open or
yeah.
versatile? I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Maybe it's
Pretty
not
funny.
precise. Anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but thank you for raising that.
Yeah, it's interesting anyways. I still
See,
like to use the term pretty for sure. I think like even this is a pretty wine because to me that just means, you know, elegant and light. But yeah,
there's a
there's
finesse to pretty, isn't there?
that's right. Yeah, finesse. That's a good word. Um, mhm. But this one here, like the sparklings from Prince Edward County just have so much like mineral texture. They're so delicious. They're so yummy. Definitely the
So
core of
th
sparkling.
that happened last night with these Alsatian wines where the minerality shows up kind of like at the back of your tongue and it kind of goes right across. And it's
Hmm.
tied in tightly with acidity. And it was like, wow, I had
Yeah.
forgotten.
Yeah.
Not many wines bring that. But you're saying, like, Prince Edward County and the limestone and the character of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay from PEC is like amazing. Amazing.
It is. Yeah. It really is. I really like actually a lot of the minerality like I get in BC Riesling, for example. Really like that. Yeah.
Special plots. We have this granitic soil in most places, but when you come to visit, we'll have to go to the Similkameen Valley, plus visit these super amazing Riesling producers like Tantalus, Peak Cellars, which is up in Lake Country. Stephanie Stanley's the winemaker. She said they submitted a 2025 Riesling. It was like beyond expectations. It was so
Amazing.
good. Yeah. Petrol notes. I'm like, wait, where in the world am I? This is awesome. Tantalus is amazing. Old Vines Riesling. I shouldn't start listing because there are many, but Orofino is in the
Right.
Similkameen Valley. And they do their clone numbers on their labels, 21B or 239. Yeah. And they're both like
Okay.
amazing. So dry, minerally, textured, some a little bit like 21B is usually a little off dry, but it's got like all this acidity and fantastic food wines.
Is that your favorite region for Riesling or BC Riesling?
The
No
Okanagan
preference,
Valley
or you
is,
don't want to say?
well,
Okay.
the Okanagan, so if you recall, and maybe you don't, Anne Sperling, her vineyards sat on the vineyard that was originally planted with 21B in Kelowna, East Kelowna slopes. And that was a vineyard that somehow I think was split between her property and Tantalus. And Tantalus was called Pinot Reach before it was called Tantalus.
Okay.
Anyway, this 21B is a Mosel clone. And for whatever reason, it just performs. It just performs. And these are old vines now. So
Yeah.
I can't speak to is it just the soils because I think it's the whole package.
Right.
But when you get to a place like Similkameen Valley, you're staring at these gigantic granite rock faces and this valley of, gusty winds that come and go. And then they plant Riesling and it's like, oh my God, amazing also. And they're not the only ones, but those come to mind. Anyway, so the point being is
Right.
like, I think something's happening here. Maybe it's because we get the super cold winters and the super hot summers, but does really well in a few places and worth traveling for. I wish more consumers loved Riesling, but it's like you and me and, you know, the wine sommelier, geeky lovers of all the details that seem to really care about this. But
Right.
I think it's kind of the same in Ontario because I tried Charles Baker
Mm-hmm.
and he
Yeah. Very
has,
good producer of Riesling. Mm-hmm.
I don't know that many more. And I am going to discover the rest when I'm out in Niagara in August.
Yes, I'll send you a list. List
Please.
of must try.
Yeah. All right. So you're sipping bubbles. I'm completely jealous, by the way. Look at
Yeah, I
that.
just thought it'd be, you know what? I went down to my cellar yesterday to pick something out, and it was like sort of like the first rosé that like stood out to me that I just saw, and I was just like, yes, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. And then I can sip it this weekend too. So
Well, and the good
no,
news
that's
is, I don't know about you, but like for this is my lunch and that's your afternoon happy hour. So
yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna go pick up my kids for the last time at school for the summer. It's their last day of school today. So yeah.
summertime.
Yes, I've actually given myself a few days vacation so we can just sleep in and just chill out to some
Oh,
degree.
listen,
Yeah.
you do many things and you're a mom. So I'm very proud of you because like
Thank you.
following your passions, raising your kids, and doing all the things all at once. One day you'll look back when you're my age, which reminds me, my birthday's coming, and I'm going to flip that calendar one more year, and I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? But
Happy
to
birthday.
celebrate you, it's like, you'll look back one day and you'll just go like, where did I get all the energy to do all that? But I'm
Yeah.
so glad I did. So good for you.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, it's an
Congrats on
exciting
being
time.
a fabulous woman in wine. So cheers to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Cheers to you as well. Cheers.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm. Any projects?
I do. I of course I do. Yeah, so I actually have I think 5 articles that I'm starting now, which is a lot. Yeah. So I mean, I say I'm going to be relaxing and taking vacation, but what that really means is I'm still working on my contracts with like clients that I've had previously that I'm starting now, but I'm just trying not to take anything else in. I do have a couple other really big things coming out that I'm not allowed to talk about, but I'm very
Okay.
excited about.
All right.
Um, but I am,
Have some more wine.
it's a little, it's a little bittersweet because when my kids get off school, like for the summer, that's when I try to sort of like slow down my business, obviously, because I have to, and I like to sort of like take that break. And just in the last week, everything has sort of like really ramped up. And it's bittersweet, I say, because it's like these are just really wonderful opportunities that I can't pass up. So I have to say yes to. But the downside is it's like we're starting next week. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
we'll definitely talk
been
about that more the next our next
good. I'll look forward to
next week.
that.
Thank you.
It's been a very busy June. Uh,
Yeah.
I just, completed this, what was it, BC Wine Tasting Challenge, I don't know, 8 events every week. And I was like, I think there might be a better way to do this because wonderful, but it could be maybe larger groups every other week rather than these. And I love our small gatherings. It's really great. But
Yeah.
I showed you this when we first started chatting, but this is the new,
Yes.
doesn't come in very, is it? Maybe it's just my camera. Anyway, Decanting Memories. This is the story of Trudy and George Heiss, and this is the story of an historic story of pioneering wine country, British Columbia, and the foundation that they laid because of, well, their drive, their ability to see that they needed to not just make bulk wine, but to actually plant Vitis vinifera. So anyway, so this is a project because there are only, I think, 200 copies of hard copy of this book, and I really would like to help get that circulated. So we're going to work on a digital copy. We're going to work on an audio book,
Oh,
and we're going to work. I'm
cool.
really keen to pitch this to a Canadiana film producer because it's a great story. They have such chemistry. Their humor is laugh out loud throughout the book. It's fantastic. So anyway,
Amazing. I can't wait to
yeah.
read it.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a contest as soon as we have enough retailers. So the key is in all these things is you've got to have retailers that are selling the book so you can direct people where to go and get them. And then that's with the hard copy. And then once it's in an e format, it will be easier and better for everyone. But it's a process for sure. But to your point, they're also having a meeting tonight for the Canadian Wine Museum conversation.
What? Who's running that? You?
No,
Oh.
no, but I was like, who's running this?
That's amazing.
It is amazing. And this is
Who's a
to
part
your
of
point
that?
about history in that
Yes.
at 55, Chateau de Charme. I don't know the date they started, but these were kind of like one of the first.
Yeah.
The Heisses in 72. I mean, there were other vineyards because they were doing bulk wine and it was Brights and Kelowna and all that. But like the industry's foundation needs to be celebrated. And these OG women in wine, seriously, Trudy, she's 86. So like I want her to see the, you know, crown on her head or thank you. Thank you, Trudy,
Yeah.
from all the people who
Right.
she established BCVQA. She established the
Amazing.
BC Hospitality Foundation, was one of the key people. Yeah, and really pressured the government to make changes to establish viticulture, estate vineyards, all that. And that came before having bundles of money and arriving here and being like, oh, I'm a billionaire, so I'm just gonna build this thing and I'm just gonna like spend all
Yeah.
this money. It's like when you think about what they did, like the story about O'Rourke family estate winery is the investment is $250 million. Like they did it all by hand and
Hmm.
ingenuity. There wasn't equipment, so they had to weld and they had to figure it out. And I'm like, I love that part of Canadian history, is that we had to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean that's the important part. Like, if it wasn't for them, then we wouldn't have all of these, huge investment wineries um, doing so well. So what's happening? So there's going to be a wine museum. Where's this going to
Apparently.
be?
And the meeting is tonight to discuss. So we have a kind of a facsimile museum here in Kelowna, and
Mhm.
it's at the Laurel Packing House, which is also a historic building for fruit packing. And they have a little bit of a wine museum in it. So I think this ties in really nicely with the story of women in wine in the Okanagan. I think it ties in really nicely with the idea that we're going to write a book and we're going to say, here's the 30 wine women in British Columbia of what do you call old vines and like
Yeah.
middle-aged vines and like young
Yeah.
vines, whatever. But also to then expand that net across the country and include Ontario and Nova Scotia and like it'd be really fun to celebrate this museum with something too, like a big gathering. So we'll see what happens. I'll let you
Yes.
know. We'll talk about that next
Yes.
time.
Yeah,
But
please keep me posted on that.
yeah, I'll be taking notes and sending them to you. This is what's
Okay.
happening. Maybe we'll all be on the
Yes.
board. We'll be like, okay, we
Yes.
want to know.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah. So yeah. So what else? What else is going on? Time out. Summer's here. Take a break. Go visit wineries. Kick back.
Yeah.
Relax. Drink
Yes.
rosé.
Drink rosé, definitely. I love BC rosé too. I mean, there's something someone just wrote, not just wrote, maybe 6 months ago or so, a big article on BC rosé. Who was that?
In
Hmm.
British
For
Columbia.
decanter? Yes. Yeah.
So can there's a couple of women here in British Columbia that write for Decanter. Michaela Morris is one of them. She often is with an Italian lens, so maybe it was Michaela. We also have
I don't think it
Arnica Rowan,
was.
and Arnica was also a judge this year for some part of the Decanter Awards, which was like, can I just go in your suitcase? Follow you around?
That would be amazing.
Would be amazing. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't, and then there's Nicole, I can't
Yes,
remember.
McKay. Nicole
McKay.
McKay. She's the one who wrote that article.
Okay. Social
Yeah,
Six. She's in
that's it.
Calgary.
Oh, okay. I thought she was in BC for some reason.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she
she's a
comes
good
to
writer.
BC for things. She's awesome. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She was I wrote for the Psalm TV online magazine before they shut that down. And she
Same.
was the editor. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So she was awesome to
Small
work
world.
with. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
there's Midas
She's
magazine that might be a good place for you to submit things. And I was at Terroir Talks in Calgary, and that was amazing. Very focused on chefs and gardening. And I'm hoping that maybe I can bring a contribution of more wine to the lens, especially because, British Columbia and Calgary or Alberta are neighbors. And,
yeah.
we can get around the government not like in BC wine too much in Alberta, but work on that so that it is more amenable, then yay!
Yes.
That's our
Go
job,
girl.
break down the barriers.
Yes. Totally. Totally agree. Yeah.
And, the chefs, if we shine a light on chefs, then we can shine a light on winemakers. It's just, I really believe that that is what we need to do. And it doesn't need to be Michelin star, although that helps.
Yeah, no, agreed. Yeah. We do lots of really good farm to table stuff and yeah, sort of more of like rustic food and wine pairings, a lot around here. But yeah, I know BC does too, actually. Does quite a bit of that, which is really nice.
Totally. So Pearl Morissette,
Oh yeah.
restaurant Pearl Morissette. So I'm at Terroir Talks. And the young man is called the Pirate Gardener. His name is Shane Harper. He's at the front of the symposium theater. And he's got an eye patch on. There's a big picture of him, and he's got like this wreath, but it's all vegetables all around his head. It's totally great. He's totally great. Anyway, 1.5
Amazing.
acre garden, 450 plants. And he's like, I'm the garde-manger. Well, he didn't say that. I'm saying that. But he basically coordinates daily with the chefs saying, here's what's happening in the garden. What would you like? So
Amazing.
I'm excited to go and eat a beautiful dinner there. It's
I've
everybody's like,
never
you
been,
gotta
but I've
go.
only heard really good things. So
Right.
very excited for you.
Thank you. I will give you
Mm.
a full report. Be
Okay.
lovely. But it's just FY. It's $250 before taxes and tip. Taxes and tip together are 22%, 21%, and that does not include wine.
Oh, okay. Be prepared. Be prepared then.
So for all of you people out there who want to go to Pearl Morissette, break the piggy bank, pack your gold bars. It's probably
Yeah,
worth it, but it's the what you do once, which
I'm
is
sure.
why they're always booked out. Yeah. So
That's
anyway,
right.
how are you enjoying your bubbles? Where are you with it?
About halfway through.
Mm.
Yeah, they're really nice. Really beautiful, nice and refreshing. Perfect for the warm weather we're getting now. Um,
Is it
Easy
traditional
drinking,
method?
but still, yes, it is traditional method. And I think it's 24 months on the lees.
Mm.
So
The thing
I
about
love
Pinot
lots of lees
Noir,
aging.
right? And the thing about Pinot Noir bubbles is that they tend to have a bit more fruit forwardness and a bit
Yeah,
richer and
yes. A little bit more oomph.
a little bit
A
more.
traditional method, oh no, shouldn't even say this. I was gonna say traditional method won the overall sparkling award for the All Canadian Wine Championships, but now I'm totally blanking on the producer. I feel horrible.
Oh, is it
Um,
Ontario or British Columbia or on Nova Scotia?
I think that it was BC again.
Township
Um,
7,
no, it wasn't Township 7. It was one that I actually hadn't heard of
Hester Creek Old
before it won.
Vineyards,
So
Blue
yeah.
Mountain. Was it Blue
Yeah.
Mountain? Was it
But I
O'Rourke?
did,
Okay, I'm gonna have to go and
no,
look at this list.
yeah. But it was interesting because I do remember doing the trophy round for the four. So we had a traditional method, a Charmat, Frizzante, and a Pet Nat that all went to the trophy round for best sparkling.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, yeah. It was
Uh,
really cool.
I sent you the adventure pictures of the Grand Sommelier Express. I went on the
Oh
steam
yeah,
engine ride.
yes.
You will have, if you're coming out, and it's next year maybe, you'll have to put that on your request list because
Okay.
it's Bottleneck Drive, which is Summerland. I think there were probably 11 or 12 producers, wineries, cideries, and the train ride was like amazing. It's so beautiful to
How
have
long is the whole thing?
the whole experience. We got there, I think, at 1:30 and
Hmm.
we were finished by 5:30.
Oh, that's perfect.
Totally perfect. And we
That
had like
sounds
a
really fun.
reception for an hour, so there's all this food and you could taste everything. And I have a love for this small winery called Pamplemousse Juice. Jordan Kubrick, they're growing Léon Milot,
Oh, okay.
and they make a pet nat, and it's
Right.
unbelievably delicious. I could live on this. Anyway, she was pouring it, and it was like, uh, first of all, how many people know what Léon Milot is? And then,
I only know because I remembered tasting it at the judging. Like there's actually quite a few grapes that I hadn't tasted before. And I taste a lot of Canadian wine and especially hybrids too, because I did a big study on them and a couple articles on hybrid grapes before. So yeah, but just as like we had such a fun time at the tables, just being like figuring out what the grapes were and being like, oh, we haven't tasted this. So then getting like a flight that have them in it and picking that out and what does it taste like? And it's very cool. There's very exciting wines happening like with hybrid grapes.
well, in New
All
Brunswick,
kinds of them.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
here in Kamloops, Monty
Yep.
Creek,
Yep.
like It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, we were actually all really impressed with Ortega too. We got a couple
Yes.
really good Ortega wines. We're just like, oh wow, these are really incredible, like really fresh, really fruity. Um, I find that one doesn't really hold a lot of the common characteristics of a hybrid grape. Like it doesn't have
Right.
really that like wild sort of flavor to it. I mean,
Yeah.
it does have high acid, but it's not like searing. So, yeah, really
There's a winery.
yummy, juicy
Yeah.
wines.
There's a
Hmm.
winery on Vancouver Island called Blue Grouse. And they have the
Yeah.
oldest, I think, oldest Ortega vines in the province. And they want
Oh,
to,
really?
they don't really do much with them anymore. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Just do something
Oh,
like, hmm. Anyway, they
interesting.
make Ortega. I think it's a very small batch. And they're like, we're going to plant Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. Well, they're in Cowichan Valley. It is the perfect place for Chardonnay and Pinot Noir for sure.
Right.
However, these vines that they originally planted now are old, and like we could get something really interesting. Could charge a lot of money for it. Like, don't be shy.
And Barb, haven't you noticed too, like a lot more BC wineries are looking to plant hybrids? Like I find just more wineries in general across Canada are, but I found especially BC are more interested in planting hybrids to withstand the winters.
Well, I'm not 100% on my facts, so let's be clear that it could all be hearsay. But I'm under the impression that the replant funding was only available to grapes that would survive these cold, harsh winters that we've been having,
To
which
hybrid
leaves
grapes, did
you.
you say?
Well, they didn't specify initially that it had to be, but the
Oh,
grapes that
okay.
are withstanding these temperatures are hybrids. And so Monte
Okay.
Creek in Kamloops is really a leader around this because they get up to -40 and the vines are still
Yeah.
standing. So that's kind of the thing that's happening is, oh, the replant means it's got to be grapes that are going to not die like the sad story was Naramata Bench, Nickel Vineyards. They had the oldest Syrah vines in the province. And they were planted in like
Mhm.
1978. I could be wrong. Maybe they were planted in 86. But anyway, that frost came through, the Arctic front came through in 2024 and um they died. They died. Not all
Yeah.
plants died. I think I told you the story about, so you know about Bacchus and Maréchal Foch. We still have those here.
Yes. Yeah.
So Rob Hammersley owns Black Market Wines in Caledon, which is just slightly south of Penticton. I think I
Hmm.
told it's kind of a funny story. Anyway, he had all these beautiful Merlot vines, and after the frost, they just let the roots, the shoots come up from the bottom, and they would tie those and let that fruit.
Right.
And now he's got a Bacchus vineyard, not a Merlot vineyard. And he said, and funny part is it's actually interspersed. So he's got bunches of Merlot and then he's got bunches of Bacchus. I'm just like, that is so incredible. Nobody knew. He didn't know. He didn't know he had Bacchus. So there you go. And they had
I
used Bacchus
really,
for the rootstock.
yeah, I really like Bacchus. And
Yes.
I've talked to a couple of winemakers here. I don't know if I've had this conversation with you or not, but I was just like, why is nobody growing it in Ontario? And they said because it doesn't like humidity. Like it doesn't do well here. So Ontario and BC,
Totally different.
um, yeah, totally different, of course. And but like even our hybrids, like we have Foch here and we do Foch as well. Um, but yeah, like almost the rest of them are all different hybrid grapes that do well in BC and do well in
Right.
Ontario and in Nova Scotia and out east as well. So yeah, it's really interesting. But I always find Bacchus from BC exciting to
Yes.
taste.
Arrowleaf Cellars. Have you heard of Arrowleaf?
Yes. Yeah.
So they do Bacchus and they also do a Swiss grape called Petite Arvine. And
Okay.
it's delicious. It has
Tried
that
that one.
profile that Bacchus has with just a little bit more acidity and brightness. So yeah,
Oh, nice.
very interesting. Yes. So anyway, add that to your list.
Okay.
Your
I
list is
will.
growing.
Will do. Yeah, when I was in Lake Erie North Shore, actually, last week I was at Mushedre Vineyards, and she was showing us that in their vineyards, they're also leaving some shoots that are coming up from the base of the vine, because they had a ton of winter damage last year as well. To like, I mean, the whole region, it's really sad. But yeah, trying to do the same things and figure out what works there and what will work there.
Wow. And this
Hmm.
is the challenge for farmers broadly. Like this year in the Okanagan, I don't know exactly what happened, but we have no cherries. Well, on our property,
Oh,
we have no cherries. The cherry tree was super abundant last year, and this year
yeah.
there's just nothing. There's nothing. And we have fruited and growing pear fruit, but no apples and no plums.
Mm,
So, yeah. So, it's tough to be a farmer, and it's tough to be a farmer of grapes. And
yeah.
I just love chatting with these longtime women winemakers who are also farmers. Senka Tennant
Yeah.
is one. I'm going to post that video later today. And Séverine Pant, who is Le Vieux Pain on the Black Sage Bench, just talking
Hmm.
about what they've seen over time. And as Séverine says, every vintage is different.
Yeah.
It's really hard to say, okay, this is going to work out this year.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know. And even after the winter damage, like just from this past winter, it's like, what, the vines can still look good and look like they're going to produce fruit, but you really won't know until it's time
Yeah.
with that type of damage. So I'm feeling for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
And
a
we
tough
need
time.
we need them to survive because we love wine. What would life
Yeah.
be like without wine, honestly? We were
Hmm.
just talking about this the other day. Wine brings people together around a table, a celebration. Alcohol may be bad, but when I hear the word alcohol, I always think of like 40 proof rye whiskey
Yes.
mixed
Yes.
with a
Spirits.
little, yeah. And somehow wine has been lumped into that. But
Hmm.
I'm doing my best to keep people in wine. It's not alcohol, people, it's food.
You're doing a great job. Where did you say your Alsace tasting was last night?
We were at Sandhill Wines. So
Oh, okay.
the BC Wine Tasting Challenge is every Wednesday, although yes. And every Wednesday it's kicked off at Erica Jane. And then we moved to Sandhill, and then we did a night of Bordeaux at Derek's Steakhouse in Kelowna. And then we were back to Sandhill Wines, which is a beautiful downtown winery tasting room, like just fantastic. And
Nice.
last week we did Rosé again, part two, and we did Italy and France. So not,
Ooh.
yeah. So uh, France was the Gerard Bertrand Côte de Roses,
Hmm.
and the Italian one was Tomaresca, Califuria. Have you seen? I don't know if you've seen it. It's Negro Amaro Rosé. And anyway, it was
I haven't seen that
fantastic.
one.
It was fantastic for everybody to kind of be like outside their comfort zone and like, what's this grape? And don't worry about the grape. We're just going to taste and rate these wines, score them out of 20, as Stephen Spurrier would. But it's
Mhm.
fantastic when the wines show well. And it's also interesting to see how BC people like BC wine. So they like
Yeah.
it, but then they don't think it's good enough. Yeah, it's the whole catch 22. But anyway, it's
They
lovely.
don't think it's good enough? What?
Well, what I would say is my experience has been in general, although it's better with this group. Last year, we would taste the flight and
Yeah.
we would score the wines, and then the highest scoring wine couldn't be from British Columbia.
Hmm.
And it's kind of a psychological thing rather than um, a real
Blind
yeah,
tasting.
rather than a knowledge, right? But
Right.
it's kind of ties into this idea that, and people still say this to me, I'm not drinking BC wine, that's terribly expensive and terribly bad. And I'm like, who are you? Where have you
What?
been? What are you talking? Of course, I'm not gonna, you know, I just kick them in the shins and run like hell. Okay, that's not true.
That's but I'm shocked actually that that's still happening because as we know, and as the numbers say, like BC loves BC wine, but Ontario doesn't drink Ontario wine. I mean, whatever backlash you're getting from BC, it's like 10 times worse for us. We do not buy our own wine here.
Oh, wow. Where
Yeah.
does it go? Where does it go?
Um, yeah, good
That's
question.
that's because Henry of Pelham,
Where does it go?
yeah, Henry of Pelham makes 225,000 cases of wine. Where's it going?
Yeah. To be fair, once we pulled all the American wines off our shelves,
Mm.
I mean, there was a huge boom for local wine, which is excellent. I mean, we
Yeah,
have a lot more shelf space on the like on the LCBO shelves
yeah.
now, and people are going direct to wineries. And yeah, our
Yes.
wineries are selling out of their wine. So that's been really
Yay.
great. Yeah, because the backlash like before that was pretty wild. More than any other place in the world, I think we bought like the least amount of local wine. So
Well, the GTA is
that'll,
an exception to the Canadian rule in many ways.
yeah,
In many ways.
true.
And the Golden Horseshoe and the fact that, Montreal loves French wine and Toronto loves California. I mean, I don't know, but it's just, I'm sure we could draw a map and put colors on it and know right away what we're talking about.
Right, but and as you were saying before too about how would you say 70% of the Alsatian winery gives their wines to Canada and 60% goes to BC. And I know it's like that actually for a ton of Italian wines for sure. We're a huge part of their export
Yeah,
um market. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's what we're drinking most here in Canada. But we're big
yeah,
drinkers here in Canada. So we're a huge
yeah. Well,
export market for most wine countries.
yes. Northern, what is it? My northern attitude. I need wine. I need wine in the winter when it's
Yeah,
so dark. Give me my fire and
that's
my
right.
blanket and my red wine, honestly.
Yeah, gives
That's
us life.
well, and it's evolving to whatever it is evolving to, non-alcoholic and light wine and who knows where that will go, but it's certainly big and it's
Yeah,
certainly saving vineyards in France and other places. So, keep
yeah,
being social. I think that's the thing. We want to keep being social. People don't want headaches. People don't want to be sick. People want to wake up fresh in the morning so they can go do their gross grind or whatever it is they're doing. And I get it.
yeah,
I get
yeah.
it. But
There are,
when they turn 40, it's all going to change. They're going to be like, oh, F that. And I'm going to drink wine with alcohol in it. Because,
I don't know. I feel like since I've turned 40, it's like more the opposite for
oh,
me. I'm like, I'll take the lighter ones. Yeah.
which is why we
Sometimes.
love bubbles and why we love rosé and why we seem to drift towards white wine. I mean, I love red wine, but these big, powerful 15% alcohol by vol. I mean, I just a sip and I'm like, okay, that's good. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, but that's enough.
That's good. That doesn't mean I don't like red wine. It just
Yeah,
means
same.
I pay attention, moderation, carefulness, just as I would with writing a story or, you know, sharing. So,
Yes.
anyway, lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you as well. Thanks for having me on here again.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm happy. Thank you for being so patient with me too.
Oh, patient with you drinking that bottle, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Well, congratulations on end of year. Happy holidays, happy summer.
Thank
Maybe
you.
we'll
Thank you. You
join up.
too.
Maybe we'll join up again. I don't know. Well, who knows? August, July, August, and September. It's very far away, so But I'll message you. And thanks for sharing that label again. You want to just
Thank you. Yep. It's Huff Estates, Cuvée,
Huff,
Janine. Yes, Huff. Prince Edward County.
Prince Edward County, traditional method, Pinot Noir, and they can get it at the
Thanks.
winery directly, I suppose. Well, I hope
Winery
that.
Direct. Sometimes it goes through LCBO, I think this one.
Yeah,
I should have checked that before I came on
that's all
here.
right.
But
But
yeah, Winery Direct for sure.
so all of the BCers are like, bah, I'm not buying Ontario bubbles. That's not true. They'll be like, oh, great. How do we get it here? It's like,
Oh no, you have to. Yeah. PEC bubbles are really special.
right. And then
Hmm.
we have to figure out how we get it here, whether it's being shipped. But they can be winery customers, can't they join the wine? It's the
That's
same
right.
as Kismet, if Ontario wine lovers love rosé and want to know more, they can certainly join. I think Canada Post doesn't tell anybody what they're shipping back and forth in sealed boxes, so do it,
No.
people, do it.
Yeah. Or sometimes they do. Actually, I just got something from BC not that long ago and it showed up and it was like, this is wine and everything like that, but it still came and everything was fine. So,
Yes,
yeah,
everything was fine.
just try it.
Just
It's
try
worth
it.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely to
All
see
right.
you.
You too, Barb. Thanks.
See you again soon. Take good care.
Cheers.
Okay.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Yay.